officially recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. You know, every president campaigned on, we're going to recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Everybody, for many presidents, you've been reading it. And then they never pulled it off. And I now know why. Because I put the word out that I may do it, right? I said I'd do it in my campaign. So that usually means, unless I find something, I'm going to do it. I was hit by more countries and more pressure and more people calling, begging me, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. I said, we have to do it. It's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do. We have to do it. And I did it.
Well, for more on this, Giles Gibson joins us now live from Washington, D.C. Giles, this was meant to happen, I believe, by the end of 2019. That's what Mike Pence had said. Do we know why the embassy is being moved so much earlier than originally suggested?
Well, US Vice President Mike Pence had originally said that this would happen by the end of 2019, but he also said in those comments he essentially left the door open to it possibly happening earlier. We also understand that the US ambassador to Israel, Ambassador David Friedman, he's been pushing very hard for this relocation to happen as soon as possible. And also the way in which this transition is being managed appears to be a way in which they could move ahead this relocation. Essentially what they're doing is moving the US Embassy to an existing consular facility already in Jerusalem, moving senior officials, including the ambassador, to that facility, and then they'll slowly build out the footprint of this new embassy. So essentially what we can say they're doing here is moving the sign of the US Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem, and then they'll slowly build up a fully fledged US embassy over the coming months and the coming years.
There are also reports, Giles, that the Trump administration is looking into funding the new facility from a private donor. I mean, how could that work?
That's right. We're seeing reports here in the US media that Sheldon Adelson, he's a casino magnate and a big Republican donor, is offering to essentially pay for the relocation cost. What they'll have to do is build up, increase the footprint of this existing consular facility in Jerusalem in order to accommodate all of the staff that are currently in that former US embassy or the current US embassy in Tel Aviv. We also understand that State Department lawyers are exploring the legality of accepting a private donation in order to fund a US diplomatic compound. And just finally, we should note that this whole issue of funding is going to be incredibly controversial because, of course, US President Donald Trump has criticized that $1 billion price tag for the new embassy in London. So if the costs of this relocation start to spiral for the federal government, then that's going to be something that the Democrats here in Washington would attack the president quite hard on.